And we're live. The game I'm playing now, gun skill is important, but information is paramount. That's the big thing, you know? If I can get some shots on you before you know I'm there, or maybe you have superior weapons, it's Escape from Tarkov. So when I'm live streaming, I get into it. I'm like, you know...
Man, you guys fucking love that game. I really feel like I
start
really
whispering to the chat, and like I whisper the whole chat. I think he's at my 2 o'clock. I can't move. I can't look that way, but he's there. No capital letters, everyone. Be quiet. And it's a blast.
That's a real person when you're saying that, or it could be a computer guy. I played that game like 4 times. Right? I played that game like 4 times.
Oh, it can be both.
You guys always talk about it. And I always get off. Every time I've gotten off the podcast, the last like 3 months that I've been on, the last times I get off and I'm like, I have it. Escape from Tarkov. I played it multiple times. I should do it. And then like every time I sit down, I'm like, I get a little shook. It's like the only game where I'm like, I'm going to go there. And last time I was there, I had like a fucking spring and like a bullet and like nothing went together. And I thought I had good loot, but nothing fit. And I was just in pieces. Yeah. But then I did. Then I did one with Freddie Wong and Nico from Corridor Digital, and their guys were. I said this last time. They were like Ninja Turtle mode is what they called it because they had all the gear. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like there with like a T-shirt, like like hoping someone dropped something.
They didn't.
I didn't want to bring my stuff because then I get scared that I'm going to lose.
All right,
stuff.
See, they did you wrong. If you played with my squad or you played with Woody's squad, and I think
you guys never invite me though. So
you're always invited. I added you on Discord. And if you joined one of our squads, I think I literally said this last time. I sent you a friend request, and I said, accept my friend request. I'll bring you in with my squad, and you will learn to actually play Escape from Tarkov. Because there's a big difference.
I need that carry. I really need that carry.
Dude, it's not even just a carry. Like you'll come into the game, and we'll be like, all right, come over here. And you'll look at the ground, and you'll just see us start throwing shit for you on the ground. There'll just be a giant pile of free shit for you. We'll equip you. You'll come in with your T-shirt.
But then how I play after that, I feel like I'm playing like I'm some kid like holding all this shit, and I'm just hiding with you guys, waiting to get to the end.
You play
so
any way you want
that stuff and never touch it again.
You need 2 things. You need gear, which you already know, and you need knowledge. So when I first started, Kyle and his friends carried me, and in hindsight, I'm more grateful for like the tips and the areas where the loot is, where they taught me how to fish than I was for the fish themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gear we're going to give you is what you've really got to do.
What do you do when you go out there, when you boot it up and you start a game? What's going to be like? What's going to be like? You boot up a game like any Call of Duty game. Like I'd love to get 20 kills in a row in one match without dying, and maybe level up to this thing to unlock this for my gun. Like, what's your mentality when you go in? What are you like? This is what we're gonna fucking do this time, which you didn't do the last like 100 times.
First off, you gotta find springs.
So many springs. I got some. I keep hearing springs, and I'm thinking about Rust. I'm like, those springs are pretty valuable. You got
there's springs in the game. I don't think there's any springs.
Yeah, there aren't any springs.
Time, so maybe it was Rust.
Now, if you ever want to play Rust, we'll get fucking sick with it.
I tried Rust, and I got lost 9 in a day. That game was sick. I was like, why didn't I ever like this? Why didn't I ever try games like this? Rust was really funny.
So I am at this point, Woody is the Tarkov tour guide because he has shit. I haven't been playing. My character's I was going to use the F word and not the nice one. My character's a bitch. My character's a bitch. He doesn't have anything. I need a tour guide myself at this point to throw some shit on the ground for me. Woody could guide you in Tarkov.
We could both die for weeks. I've got money.
Exactly. Tarkov, you can jump in for an hour a day, 2 hours a day. Now, if you really want to accelerate your curve, you really need to play 3 to 6 hours a day or something like that. You were asking like what's your mindset when you jump into a game of Tarkov? Like there are different mindsets, right? Because sometimes you're just going in to like acquire money or things that you can make money from. And sometimes you're going into like PvP.
Do you get cash pickups in that? Do you pick up cash or do you get items to sell?
So there's both. There's and what's really
I remembered a merchant system, different merchants type system, but I didn't remember if I ever picked up cash.
Yeah, there's cash, but where you really make money is by looting rare items. So you need to know their spawn points. Those are heavily trafficked areas. And then once you get out of game, once you get to level 10, you unlock a flea market, which is like eBay within the game. So you can post items that you have found inside of an in-game eBay type scenario, and other players who need those items to either craft a weapon or they need to turn them in to one of those AI traders to like complete a mission or a task. They'll pay top dollar for it. And you know, the value of those items fluctuate. It's really cool.
Like it's like Diablo, like marketplace before the money, kind of.
I would
like
imagine
selling
so.
items. Oh, like just like you just do items, you come across shit, and some things are just not that important to someone. You're talking about you trade with people, right? Real life people.
Yeah. You post it just like it's eBay or something. You're like, I've got this bar of chocolate, 30,000 rubles. You know, you post like one bar of chocolate, 30,000 rubles. You click your bar of chocolate and it goes on there. Well, there's going to be there's so many people playing that game and so many people who need that bar of chocolate. They're going to buy it within like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and 30,000 rubles go into your account.
So you go out there looking for chocolate.
What I would do, the way I like started playing, is during the day when my squad wasn't online because they played at night, I would do money runs. I'd go in by myself with a pistol and maybe some cheap body armor, but a big ass backpack, and I would just do the same loop around the same map over and over, looking for these hyper.
You got to get out alive, because if you don't get out alive, you're dead. You lose that shit.
Pretty much.
Back then, you've got this thing called a gamma container, which is like, imagine that you're like.
Oh yeah, I know how that works. Yeah, you could carry. It's like your safe thing.
Yeah, they've changed it. So now if you die, you can't sell things on the flea market. But back then you could. So you'd put the really valuable shit in your butthole and your fucking gamma. And the stuff I'm looking for is like one slot. It's called a LeftyOX. So I just go LeftyOX hunting because they're worth 1 million rubles each. And I'd find one every 3 or 4 games.
What is a LeftyOX? What is that?
In real life, a LeftyOX is a medical instrument they use to see veins and arteries through the skin.
Is there a function for it in the game?
In the game, it's a hyper rare. It's not as rare as it used to be. It's a rare item that's used for 2 different things. One is you turn them in to complete some of the missions, some of the tasks. You just give them away. And the other is there are trades within the game that you do with the AI where they're like, all right, if you want a giant weapon crate that'll allow you to store, like a TARDIS from Doctor Who, where it's like, oh, it's bigger on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the boxes in that game are like that. You've got a limited amount of space in your stash to store your gear and all your clothes and all that nonsense. But these crates you can buy, these weapon containers, are like TARDISes, and they might take up like a slot that's like 5 by 6 or something, like hex squares, but on the inside it's gigantic. And there's a trade in game where it's like, all right, give me like 4 LeftyOXs and 3 of these and 8 of these and 9 of these, and you get one of those. And so there's no actual function to it. It's just a trading item that contributes to a really valuable thing that everyone wants. But can you get more than one of those? So this is a constant thing that people always want. Yeah, they always want.
So you don't even know if you want to sell it for $1 million. You might want to work to get another one of these boxes or whatever.
I'm always grinding for money. So I would just
my man. Just that statement right there. I'm like, I don't want to do anything at Tarkov except only money runs. Pistol only. Like that's my baby. That'll be my baby steps into the game. No stress, low pressure. Because I was always like I bought the game. I didn't buy it, but it came with because I spent $10, it came with like a pack of things, and I was like, I did something and I lost something. I was like, oh fuck, I spent money on that thing. And I got scared, so I stopped thinking about it. But now I'm just gonna go in like money runs, t-shirt, pistol. Like, let's get some fucking LeftyOXs, bro.
I would do that.
Sell.
I would do that for 2 or 3 hours during the day, like lunchtime and like off-peak hours and stuff.
But then the boys wake up. But then the boys wake up.
And what I had done is I'd earned enough money during the day that I could afford to play geared up like they were. Because they were better than me and they played a whole lot more than I did. They would play all fucking night long.
How is that possible?
And so, I mean, Larry and Devin play a lot, you know.